I know, chasing that dough, hitting that road, getting that money, man. All I know, loading that foe, kicking down doors, getting that money, man. We gon' make it money. We gon' take it Grizzly. We gon' make it money. We gon' take it Grizzly.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Eddie Hearn says that Joshua has been training tirelessly for his rematch with Usyk, and he also gives insight to who Josh was training with, who he's not training with, and a little bit about his training camp. So let's take a listen to what Eddie Hearn had to say.
Let's talk briefly about Anthony Joshua. He's been out in Dubai training with Lawrence Okolie and Floyd Mayweather as well. What is the latest when it comes to his training setup?
A lot of work's been behind the scenes. Generally, the stuff that you see on social media from AJ is not really that relevant to the work and what's actually going on behind the scenes. And I think when we talk about a fight with Usyk, which we expect to happen probably in April time, camp will start at the end of this month or in early Feb. So we have to be in a position to move on that at pace. And he has to be in a position to move with a training team. I just finished a call where they said, are you concerned? He still hasn't got a trainer yet. Or I said, well, what? I said, well, you don't know that. Just because he doesn't post it on his Instagram doesn't mean he hasn't been working tirelessly behind the scenes, which he has. So now, once camp starts, you can expect an announcement from AJ to let everybody know about where he'll be training, who he'll be training with. And like I said, there's been a lot of work going on in America, in the UK with trainers to make sure that he can hit the ground running and have a perfect camp for what is a really important fight.
Let's talk about White against Fury. Frank Warren.
So you heard it from Eddie Hearn. He doesn't really show what he's doing, or you may not really know from his social media, but he's been working with trainers in America and in the UK. And he's been working tirelessly preparing for the rematch. Conspiracy G, what's your reaction to Joshua? What you heard about Joshua, and does that make you worry? Are you content with it? How do you feel?
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't need to hear Eddie Hearn tell me this information. I thought it was a no-brainer. Like the way he got embarrassed by Usyk, I know that man's working hard. You know what I mean? Like now I'm just being 100. He embarrassed me. You know what I'm saying? I had man, listen, man.
OG,
I know
OG,
AJ.
OG.
Same OG.
Still the same OG.
I believe AJ is doing whatever he can to win back those belts. So I didn't really need Eddie Hearn to tell me that. I think this is a no-brainer. And hopefully I know they mentioned Floyd Mayweather. Hopefully Floyd could activate something within AJ so he could become victorious during that Usyk rematch.
Dollar bill.
This is good. AJ, like I always said with AJ, what made me like him is because he wants to learn. He wants to get better. You have to admire that and respect that in a champion. In his defeats, the young man made no excuses. Even though we all said that there was something going on with the Ruiz fight, the young man still never made no excuses. Even with the Usyk fight, the young man didn't make no excuses. He says, I lost to the better man. Gotta respect it. And what he is doing, you have to commend. He didn't sit back and cry and make up excuses. He went and get some work in. And we know this. Like G says, a no-brainer. We know this. He's trying. This is gonna be a new AJ. It's gonna be a new AJ, a new and improved AJ, because I know he is focused and he's locked in, because he's like, this guy beat me. He beat the best me. He said, I was prepared for this fight and I wanted to go in there and I wanted to outbox this man, and this man beat me. So now let me see if I can go in here and best this man this next time around. And I think that is so dope, man. That's what makes me like this young man so much and cheering for this young man. So I hope he really is putting in work because Usyk is special. And he's going to, just like you getting better, what do you think Usyk is doing? Just sitting back on the couch. Because believe it or not, Usyk is not saying like, G, you said that, Usyk embarrassed him. But Usyk didn't see it that way. Usyk seen that fight totally different than how like others might have said that, he was embarrassed, but Usyk was like, no. Usyk seen it different, so I know Usyk's gonna be trying to get better too. So I think that we're gonna see another high level heavyweight performance, and I think it's gonna be dope.
TBE.
Man, I don't know what to say on this, man. I'm a little emotionally tied to this topic. And AJ, I want to see you come out with the best, yo, And I hear you got the trainers around you. I hear you're training with Floyd Mayweather. I just hope it brings out the dog in you. And then really you just know when you gotta stick your claws in somebody. Because that's all you lack is the killer instinct. Once you gain that, you're unbeatable. And hopefully everything works out. All the tools you have around you, all the resources you have around you, all the great minds you have around you are able to unlock all of that, and you able to bounce back from that loss we saw. So AJ, wish you the best, man.
I mean, for me, it doesn't really tell me much. When it comes to Anthony Joshua, the only thing that's going to matter is how he performs in the ring. I never watched AJ and think like this man lacks skill. Earlier on, he seemed like his conditioning was questionable, but he improved it, especially after the Andy Ruiz fight. So I didn't look at the Usyk fight and feel like it was his conditioning that cost him the fight. Of course, like he can try to improve on that if he can, but it's one of those deals where I just feel like Usyk is a well-conditioned athlete. So you're not gonna like out condition Usyk. So it's more a matter of being able to do what you need to do for 12 rounds to get the win. Mindset has always been my thing with Anthony Joshua. I just feel like he has a mindset of he doesn't want to get embarrassed or he doesn't really go for it because he's afraid that he might get embarrassed or, sometimes, it can just be like shell shock. Like, he got caught by, that punch by Andy Ruiz. And ever since then, I've never really seen him commit the way he used to for the knockout. In many ways, it's not to say it's to that level, but it's almost Adrian Broner like. And what I mean by that is AB used to let his hands go and go for the knockout. After the Madonna fight, he seemed more cautious with when he would throw punches, almost to the point where it's like he doesn't throw punches anymore. And it's like I feel in AB's mind, he's always worried about what happened with Madonna. So he doesn't really open up. Like even in the fight with Sean Porter, he didn't open up until the 12th round and he dropped him. But by then it's like it's too late. I feel like AJ, you don't want to get hit. Obviously, it's hit and not get hit. But sometimes you have to commit, and sometimes you have to go for it. And not doing that can cost you later on in the fight. You even look at like Charles Martin and Luis Ortiz. Charles Martin dropped Luis Ortiz twice, and I felt like if he would have jumped on that man, he probably could have stopped him, but he didn't. And later on, Luis Ortiz ended up catching him with the shot to stop him. So it's just moments like that with AJ. I know we all have noted where AJ landed 2 punches to the body, stopped Usyk in his tracks. And I know I certainly felt like, go for it right now, test him. And he didn't do anything. And it's like, yo, your advantage isn't like trying to outskill Usyk, trying to box Usyk. You need to be trying to hurt him and then test him. Hurt him and then test him. And I think because of what happened with Andy Ruiz, he doesn't want to get into that type of fight. There are a lot of things that I can say about AJ and a lot of things about trainers, but at the end of the day, it's in here. Do you have the heart to walk through that? Do you have the heart? And when things get tough, are you going to refuse to lose? At the end of the day, it's really that. Refuse to lose. I saw Shane Mosley rock Floyd Mayweather early in the fight. It was like second round. The bell rung for the third round. Floyd was right there in the center of the ring. And from that point on, he beat the brakes off of Shane Mosley. And he was sending him a message like, I will not lose. And sometimes I don't see that from Joshua. I feel like the blueprint on Joshua is hurt him early and make him doubt himself. Hurt him early, make him doubt himself. It's like, yo, hurt me early, I hurt you more than you hurt me. Felix Trinidad style. Like that's what I feel like's missing from AJ. So the trainer isn't really going to tell me much. AJ's going to tell me what it is during a rematch.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. You know we are. We're the Boxing Bros.
You're welcome.